So very recently, I did a video on the Suzuki Swift, the new 4th generation, which, you know, I love. Who doesn't love it? The whole of South Africa loves it. My gosh, they sell like flippin' hotcakes. But I mentioned that the manual was probably the one to go for because everybody hates a CVT, right? And especially in a car with such a small engine, etc. I made that comment and Suzuki's team went, hey now, Jules, don't comment without driving it. So they've sent me a CVT version of the Suzuki Swift. Now, do I still love it as much with the CVT? Well, keep watching to find out. But first, okay, I love a budget car. I think you should know that if you know my channel. I love it because everything is then sort of cheap and cheerful. So even insurance, I put my details and this, the CVT model into hippo.co.za and out came like 498 Rand per month, 7,500 excess. That's rad. That's rad. Okay, I can deal with that. The other thing that is pretty cool, which I didn't notice they had, actually, I was just scrolling through things, I probably should know this. They have a vehicle tracking quote that you can also get. You also get a bunch of quotes, which I think is really cool for something like a Suzuki Swift, because often they're bought for kids, you know, like first-time car buyers or students and whatever, and if it is for your kid, you want that extra layer of security, knowing that car can be tracked. I think that's pretty cool. Now, a CVT is actually praised for sort of being smooth and efficient, but the problem is that it can also be, quite frankly, annoying, okay? And any driver enthusiast or petrolhead or motoring journalist for that matter pretty much hates a CVT. Now, I think there's sometimes a place for them. And actually in this car, maybe it's found its little place for me. Like, this is perfect for inner city driving. This is what this car is built for, okay? And even if you put your foot down, yes, it drones a little bit at you. But let me tell you, the one thing that this car is more powerful than you think it is. And also, it doesn't run out of steam. The manual does. You know, if you're on an incline and you're heading somewhere and you want to overtake somebody quickly, you get back into gear. This, you sort of pop your foot down and off you go, and it keeps going. Get some momentum and you're not stopping. Well, I mean, it does brake, but you know. I find it so eager. And look, this has got the 1.2 litre 3-cylinder, no longer a 4-pot, you know, like the previous. But it is so quick. It's light and sort of easy to maneuver. And the one thing that a Suzuki Swift has always been known for is that it is really fun to drive. It is an engaging drive, and that's maybe the only thing that this loses with a CVT. Not to its detriment, in my opinion, because in this day and age, in this economy, in a world where everything is now very, not even now, but it has been for a while, but very quick, very congested, a lot of traffic, all of that. What you want sometimes is just ease and comfort and effortless. And the CVT has that and does that for you. So I am a little bit torn as to, like, because there's a driver enthusiast in me, but I'm also all about comfort and convenience. That's like my favorite thing in the world, really, and practicality, do you know. This has got a 265 litre boot. Talking about practicality, I'm just going to mention it, just so you know. But back to the CVT versus manual, I would go with probably the CVT, because if I'm driving this every single day, in and out, doing stuff, I want ease. But if I was younger, I probably would be like, let's get a manual. It's so fun. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It does make it a lot more fun. Now, you know, people are always like thinking that I rag on about cheap cars or whatever, which is not the case. And then I realized that you're not probably a subscriber to my channel. So get on that, because, you know, over 100,000 on YouTube, guys. That's all thanks to you. Anyways, back to the real thing here, which is the car. I went from the V-Class, if you watched my video from last week, like, that's like a 2.4 million Rand car, and I love it so much, and I was so bummed to give it back. But then I know that I actually am a true motoring journalist because I got into this and I was so excited about it and I've continued loving it. I'm not missing the V-Class. I would if I was going to Plate, let me tell you, if I was going away. But for every day, this I love. And I think from that amount of money to this is like 260K for this GL Plus model. I mean, guys, that is like, I don't want to say it's cheap as chips because it's still a lot of money, but it doesn't feel so budgety. And because I love it so much, I'm almost like shocked at how cheap it is because it also comes with everything. So this has got a 7-inch touchscreen. If you want the 9-inch, you need to get the old flagship GLX. I feel like this could have had a 9-inch. I feel like this is a bit tiny. But I also hate a massive screen. So this like works, it's fine. It's just a bit finicky when you want to press the buttons if you've got fat fingers, you know, or big fingers. Bigger, I don't think one should say that anymore. But the graphics are lovely. It's easy to use. It's so easy to pair your phone. My Android Auto connected instantly. It hasn't dropped once. I've had no issues with it. I can't say the same about many of the million rand plus cars that I was driving. Let's go with that. And this is just seamless. It's like the drive. Lovely. Oh, I don't know why I always do that. Oh, like from a features point of view, this has also got 6 airbags. It's got hill hold assist, ABS. It's got electronic stability control. It really is. That's a thing a lot of parents ask me when they're looking at this car for their kids. It's like, is it safe? And the safety rating and all that jazz. It is actually a safe car. They've put in all the features that are required, or not even required of them, over and above that. I just think for what you're paying, you're getting so much value. So much value. From a fuel consumption point of view, even if you're pushing this, I have been, you're still going to be get readings of like low fives even. Maybe lower. Like that again, like when I say I love a budget car, it's because you're going cheap insurance, cheap on fuel, like cheap on maintenance, cheap on service, like everything. You're just like, come on. And Suzuki has like a great service and maintenance plan, etc. Like they really position so well. It's why they're, I think at the moment, like the second best selling passenger car vibes in the country. Like Toyota's number 1, and then I think Suzuki's like knocked VW off its pedestal. For good reason at this point. For those cyclists. Last thing I'm going to say. Some people have made comments about the fact that they think that this has now lost its sort of cheeky charm, etc., because it's matured somewhat. I don't necessarily agree. And the reason being that just because something matures doesn't mean that it's no longer cheeky and cheerful. I am living proof of that. Please. Just because I'm in my 40s doesn't mean, don't tell anyone, doesn't mean that I can't be childish and ridiculous and fun and cheeky. And I feel the same about the Swift. I find it still cheeky, it's still cheerful, it still has the charm. I love it. Like, I just think maybe it suits me more now because I am a little bit older. But I've just gone totally back on what I was saying there. But yeah. People learn how to drive. And with that, I end the video.